So my presentation was about soda and its implications for public health. As you may know, soda is a huge reason as to why we have so many public health issues, and obviously the obesity epidemic. The School of Public Health in Harvard says that 2 out of 3 adults and 1 out of 3 children in the United States are obese. The reason of this uprising being the amount of sugary drinks our population is consuming. So, our nation spends about $190 billion per year to treat obesity related illnesses due to the fact that half of Americans drink soda every day. That's insane. Since many Americans include soda in almost every meal, it is one of the leading factors to many of our health related issues that you will see in further slides. How did this happen? So, companies and manufacturers are advertising to our youth and spending almost $3.2 billion doing that. Their marketing strategies are through TV channels, vending machines at school, previews at the movie theaters, and of course, restaurants. What are the risk factors for the community in the future? So, diabetes, heart attack, heart disease, tooth decay, and bone deterioration are all risk factors for the community in the future. They found that just by drinking diabetes, you start having a more increased risk for relative type 2 diabetes. Also, heart attacks and heart disease were also seen for every drink that you would drink. You probably had like a 26% for men and a 40% for women of getting heart disease or a heart attack. And for obviously for children, it wasn't good for their bones and for their teeth. What are the etiological factors? So since my topic wasn't on a disease, there was no way to figure out where it had started. So I wanted to show you guys the chemical processes that take place during our body and how that starts once you start drinking soda. So the immediate effects are a spike in our blood sugar, which in turn tricks liver into converting sugars to fat. Our pupils will dilate, our blood sugar rises, blood pressure rises, and our liver eventually dumps excessive sugar into the bloodstream. Um, So, public health intervention programs. So, the CDC implemented two programs that I really liked. One was the Zuni High School Diabetes Prevention Program. This program took place in a school that was primarily American Indians. It was an environmental change component, and what they did was they added quality water for students and proper coolers in several locations. When they did this, they started also gradually reducing the amount of sugary and soft drinks in the vending machines to a point where they completely removed all of them and eventually replaced them by water and juice. Um, and the kids were completely fine with it. The number two was the Santa Clara County Health, Food, and Beverage Policy. This was something that the Santa Clara County passed. And it said that basically 50% of all drinks sold in the county vending machines must meet specific nutritional guidelines. So there had to be water, there had to be 100% fruit juice with no additives, and the beverages could not exceed 50 calories. So preventative methods in other countries. So Mexico had came up with a clever strategy because they realized that the soda consumption in their country was going off the roof because Mexicans started drinking 43 gallons per year, which was obviously horrible. And so they started putting a tax on sugary and soda beverages. This taxation was to their benefit because they stored it for public health awareness and community education of obesity. Switzerland also came up with a no marketing policy since, as I told you earlier, they start targeting youth. Um, the There was a thing where they couldn't put commercials about sugary food or junk food or sugary beverages to youth. So, in my opinion, the way to solve this problem is to educate youth about the benefits of drinking healthy juices versus sodas, limiting the size of soda consumption to one universal and reasonable size, visual presentations to students about how bad these drinks are and the amount of sugar there are in each drink, and adding healthy juices in school vending machines. The reason I came up with this is because after I read about a research that was conducted in Philadelphia that showed that drinking soda had dropped by 24% because of the education and debates that were going on which discouraged people from drinking these toxic beverages. It really made me realize that a big reason why these people were convinced was because they got the education and knowledge behind it. They didn't just get someone who said, no, you can't drink these drinks, but they gave them reasoning and they gave them logistics and they gave them like diseases that could accumulate within their bodies due to these horrendous and hazardous drinks. Thank you guys for watching, and that is all.